Let's talk about a single Arabic word. It's a word that is absolutely foundational to the lives of nearly 2 billion people. But what if, for centuries, the way we've translated it has missed the original meaning entirely?
I mean, really think about that. What if the common understanding of this word today is fundamentally different from what it meant in the first place? That's the question we're diving into. We're going to go on a little linguistic journey to see if we can uncover a lost definition.
All right, so first things first. Before we get into any different interpretations, let's establish what pretty much everyone agrees the word amīn means today.
If you crack open a dictionary or look at just about any translation, you're going to see these words. Imān is understood to be something internal, a personal conviction, a confirmation of certain truths. This is our starting point.
But here's where it gets really interesting. What if the very structure of the Arabic language points us in a completely different direction? There's a simple, super consistent pattern in Arabic verbs that might just change the whole picture.
The core of this whole idea, based on the linguistic work of Khaled Said Hassan, isn't about some complicated theological debate. Nope. It's about a straightforward grammar rule that, once you see it, is kind of hard to unsee. Okay, so check this out. The verb fariha means he felt joy. Simple enough, it's an internal feeling. But watch what happens when you just tweak the verb into a different form, afraha. Suddenly, the meaning pivots outward. It becomes he gave joy to another. He caused someone else to feel joy. And this isn't a one-off thing, it's a consistent rule. Look here, the exact same thing applies. Ahazna means he felt sadness, another internal state. Change it to azana, and now it means he gave sadness to another. The pattern is clear. One form is about feeling something, the other is about giving that feeling.
So now let's apply this exact same pattern to the root of our word, Iman. That root is amīna, and its meaning is not up for debate. It means he felt security. He was safe. It's that feeling of being protected from harm. So given this really clear, consistent pattern we've seen, from feeling joy to giving joy, from feeling sadness to giving sadness, what should logically happen when we shift from amīna, he felt security, to the form amana?
The logical answer should be to give security. But for some reason, that's not what happened. The historical shift away from this linguistic meaning is often traced back to how scholars interpreted one single, very influential verse in the Quran.
And this is it. In the story of Joseph, his brothers say this to their father. They're basically saying, you won't do what to us? The interpretation of that one single word, mu'min, became a major turning point for how Iman would be defined for centuries.
So here's the jump that was made. Early scholars argued that in this specific context, mu'min, which based on its structure means one who grants security, must actually mean musaddiq, which means one who believes or confirms. They basically equated the two words, and in that moment, they swapped an outward action for an internal state of mind.
And this brings us right to the heart of the whole thing. What is the fundamental difference between these two ideas? It's not just playing with words, it completely changes the entire dynamic of what Iman is.
This is where you see just how profound the difference is. If you take Iman to mean to believe, well, its opposite is pretty straightforward, to lie. But if we restore its original linguistic meaning to grant security, its true opposite is revealed, to frighten. Just think about that for a second. The opposite of Iman isn't doubt, it's fear.
This all leads us to this restored definition. Iman isn't just a noun describing a personal conviction. It's an active verb. It's the act of granting security to another person, of making the people around you feel physically and emotionally safe. It's something you do, not just something you have.
So, you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool language lesson, but why does this really matter? Well, because changing a word's definition can fundamentally change how we see our role in the world. Let's look at the consequences of this potentially lost meaning. You see, when the meaning shifted, the emphasis moved from a social responsibility, an outward action of providing safety, to something that's purely internal and personal. That practical, direct link between one's core convictions and the act of creating a secure environment for others, it got weaker. And that incredibly powerful dynamic between security and fear was lost.
And this brings us to the profound question at the end of Khaled Said Hassan's analysis. We may all be musaddiqun, people who confirm and hold certain ideas to be true. But does that automatically make us mu'minun, people who actively grant safety and security to others? This reinterpretation suggests they might be two very different things.
And really, that's the thought we want to leave you with. How do our communities, our interactions, our entire societies change if imān is understood not as a static possession you hold inside yourself, but as a dynamic action you give to the world, a gift of security for others?